Back here watching us here on Halftime Report. Let's get to the sugar space. The Food Minister Prahlad Joshi recently announced government's plans to increase sugar MSP. We heard Vamakshi talk about that. But our colleague Manisha got up with Triveni Engineering and Industries, the MD, Tarun Sawhney, and started by asking them about their strategy to adjust to the changes in the category that may come about. Let's hear out that excerpt of exclusive conversation.
We at Triveni have really tried to encompass all of these changes. First and foremost, we have expanded our distillery business quite substantially. We have 5 operating distilleries just now, and about 50% of our production is multi-feed. So we've tried to encompass all aspects in terms of using grains, rice and maize, or even sugarcane byproducts like molasses or juice as well. That is really to ensure that we can get the maximum value at any particular point in time. As you know, all of this is policy driven. We have different pricing levels for ethanol made from different constituents, and therefore nimbleness is actually the essence that's required today, and we at Triveni have tried to incorporate that in this business.
As you add more and more products and ingredients, it's also about supply availability and then about price volatility. How are you dealing with that?
Fantastic point. You know, we've seen that pricing gets, of course, decided, end product pricing gets decided by the central government, but that has an immediate impact. So things like maize, for example, where prices have been increased twice over the last 12 months or so, that price advantage has not actually factored to the industry. It has been absorbed by the trade. I actually would go on a limb and say that the benefit hasn't even come to the farmers. They have been paid the MSP, and the area in between has actually been captured by the trade. So it's unfortunate. We need to find a mechanism where the farmer benefits, and at the end of the day, it allows industry to earn a reasonable rate of return so that there is more investment. And investment is absolutely critical. Today we're standing on about 1,300 crore litres of production of alcohol in the nation. We need that to go up to 1,700, 1,750 in the next 2 years. So there is some headway. 20–25% of additional investment is essential to be able to meet that 20% blending level that the Honourable Prime Minister, the target that has been set by the Honourable Prime Minister. And I hope that we'll be able to do that. It's a combination of pricing, policy, and then, of course, investment by the industry.
Going forward now, the government to begin with is looking to increase or revise perhaps the ethanol prices, which has been delayed. Sooner than later is what that needs to be done. So what's your sense on how much higher the prices need to go from here to ensure that it's profitable?
Oh, that's $1 million question. No, it is profitable already. Let me be very clear about that. However, I think we need to return to the levels of profitability that we had, say, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and before that. Last year, there were other challenges that impacted the economics as far as ethanol was concerned. I don't think those considerations are there today. And so my hope and expectation is that over the next couple of months, let's say 6 to 8 weeks, 6 weeks more like it, we will have definitive policy, definitive pricing changes, all upwards for all the various constituents. So from maize and rice, as well as bee molasses and cane juice and sea molasses, all moving in a positive direction. I'm very hopeful that this will actually lead to more clarity as we get into the third term of the BJP government.
Tarun, one final question. And even as there are investments and there are capacities being increased, as you mentioned, you yourself have been increasing the distillery numbers that you have. What is the sense about consumption itself? Do you think that is one factor that still needs to be addressed on large?
I don't think so. I think we are on the anvil of something quite incredible. We've reached 15% blending last month. The average for the year is about 14%. So by and large, what the government had envisaged. Next year, the hope is that we get to 18%. And when I say next year, the year starts 1st of November. And then the following year, 20%, as has been envisaged by the Honourable Prime Minister. But beyond that, and that is, I think, what you are getting to, the real opportunity lies in E95, which is really going to increase the bandwidth of this industry by a substantial quantum. And at that point in time, the requirement of distillation capacity will go up many fold from where we are today. So it's very, very exciting. The hope, of course, is that all of these things do happen, because we will see ethanol becoming an absolutely enormous sector and an important contributor to the Indian economy. And, of course, what's most important is that it will be the first true source of energy that is coming from within India, because we, as you know, import most of our energy requirement.